Hello, it's your homie from the internet, Gizza and welcome to a tutorial slash guide video on how to improve your win rate in Overwatch or in like any competitive or ranked game you play. And no, this isn't a video that's like, oh, if you use this sensitivity, your win rate will instantly increase by 80%, or if you have this button layout for Genji, you will automatically start winning games. Like, no, it's not nothing like that. These are mainly mental and physical ways, or mental and physical things that you can do that will hopefully improve your win rate and overall gameplay and mainly Overwatch, but yes, this applies to almost every ranked and competitive games you play. And just to make this video, or just as one thing to disclaim, if yes you want to improve your overall skills, such as your accuracy, or your positioning, or your hero play, I recommend there are a few YouTubers who do receive video footage from viewers and other people, and they kind of do some type of, I'll call it Overwatch coaching, where they kind of debunk all their errors and mistakes that they make and to try to help them improve. So they might call that, hey, you should have had better accuracy to take out that Pharaoh, or hey, you should have been on high ground with that soldier, stuff like that. Just some very simple things that can overall improve your ranking by a lot. But on to my ways that I think that should help you improve your win rate. Is one tip I would like to call out is to know your limit. And before I actually get into this, there's just a little thing I want to say behind this. Is that sometimes when I go to Overwatch montage channels and I like see a few videos, I'll see a few streamers, and they'll have like their daily record above their face cam, and I'll watch it, and there will be like 0 and 6, or like 0 and 12, 0 and 13, 0 and 8. Like they will have all these losses all back to back to back and no wins. And yes, I understand they're streamers, so they can play like a game or two and then leave, or like and quit the stream. That they can't really do that. But getting all those losses in a row, that's just complete opposite thing you want to do. When I say know your limit, see, I usually play around 2 games a day. I maximize my amount of games I play to 2. And if I lose those 2 games, I instantly get off, no matter how good or bad I play. Because even if I played good those 2 games and I took 2 losses, I'm still gonna leave, because I know in the next game I'm probably gonna be like blaming my teammates for mistakes that I do, which is a point that I am gonna make in the near future. I'm gonna be overextending, thinking that I'm the only one good on my team, therefore I need to do everything myself. That can lead to me overextending and me dying carelessly, technically me now throwing for my team. So if I lose 2 games, I'll just instantly get off the game, hop on a new game, or just hop off the console completely. Because all that do is that's just gonna add like just more of a bad attitude towards what you have, which is gonna overall decrease your actual gameplay. Usually if I win one and lose one, I won't play one unless I do very good. If I win one and lose one, so I have a 50% win rate, depending on how I do in those 2 games and depending on my attitude, I'll play another. If I think I got carried those 2 games and I'm not really in too much of a good mood, I'll probably just go on and leave, or just go play something else. If I win and lose a game and I think that I did very good above my own standards, and I'm still in a very good attitude, then yes, I'll play a 3rd game. And if I lose that next game, I will probably get on to a different game. But if I win, then I'll just keep on playing until I lose. If I get 2 wins, usually I'll keep on playing even if I do bad, because although I did very bad and I got 2 wins, more than likely I'm still going to be in a very, very good attitude, which is going to prompt momentum to hopefully help me win more games. And momentum is one big thing, one crucial thing when it comes to winning more games. Like if you're constantly winning games, you're going to constantly be in a good mood and in more of a happy mood than you once were, which is going to trigger you to play even better than you were before. And that's just one thing I like to say with that momentum. So basically, if you win two, keep on playing until you lose. Like sometimes I'll be playing to like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, although I gotta go to school the next day, or I gotta wake up really early in the morning. I'll keep playing until I lose, like, because that momentum can carry you very far. And as soon as I lose one game, more than likely I'll get off, or if I do have enough time, I'll play one more. If I lose that next game, I'll probably get off as well. And I think that's about it for that point. On to my second point is to always play in a good attitude. What I mean by that is, let's just say you come home from school, you failed a test, or you got in trouble, or just something really bad happened to you, and you hop on competitive in a bad attitude. First of all, that is the one thing you really do not need to do. When you're in a bad attitude, you mainly start to think about yourself. And I feel like everyone can relate to this. So when you're in a bad mood, you don't really care to think about how you can help others. Yes, that is a good thing, but when you're in a bad attitude, you think of trying to help yourself. You're thinking about, hey, how can I be happy? And when you're thinking about yourself, you're not really thinking about the team. Therefore, you're not really helping your team, you're more helping yourself. Instead of, you're playing Soldier 76, you're getting shot at, you choose to run away instead of dropping a heal station on your teammates as well. You tend to, oh, that's a ulting Bastion. Let's just run away as Zarya instead of trying to shield a teammate. You start to worry about yourself more than your team, which was one thing that you really do not need to do. When you come in with a good attitude, you kind of have hope, and that really sparks up really good gameplay as well. If you have high hope of winning that game, you might win that game, or at least it might boost your confidence, in which that might boost your gameplay. And especially if you spread that to others, that can also boost their confidence in gameplay as well, which can spark a win. And also, one thing when you're playing in a good attitude, try to, like, if someone else in your game is going through, like, if they're feeling sad or they're in a bad attitude, try to cheer them up. Try to just change their frown upside down. Just try to get them into a good mood, because when they're playing all like that, like when they're in a bad attitude, they're probably not going to be playing too good. They're going to do very stupid things, which is going to make them even more into a, they're end up getting mad now. Instead of, they're not going to be sad, they're just going to be mad now, which is going to make them play even worse. So when you're in a good attitude, try to spread that love and joy to everyone else in your team, to hopefully get them that amount of confidence to also play good. And on to my last point, trying to make this video very simple, easy, and quick. My last point is to blame yourself before you blame other people. And this is, out of all three of my points, this is probably the most important. One of my favorite songs that I listen to all the time, like one of its first lines, it says check out, or it says something like check out your own backyard before you check out someone else, which basically means, like, check out yourself, like check out your problems before you try to check out other people's problems. Judge yourself before you judge others. Fix your own problems before you try to fix someone else's problem. That's basically what it's trying to say. And this is one important thing you need to take into mind if you want to increase your win rate multiple times. And this happens in every single game. I constantly hear people blame their teammates for losing a team fight or the game. I constantly see and hear people blame the game for their lack of accuracy or their lack of position or good positioning. Like, I just hear it constantly. And if you constantly blame everything and their mothers except for yourself, you're gonna lose a lot of games. You're not gonna be doing too good, I'm not gonna lie. Cause trust me, I've been through it. You probably more than likely been through it. Everyone has gone through this, blaming others. Like, even in the highest of rank, and I see top 500 games, grandmaster games, and they're still blaming their teammates for loss. And yes, that could be a thing, but 9 out of 10 times it is something that you could have done to improve your gameplay. I remember one time, I was on Wash Point, Gibraltar, and I was playing Reinhardt all that game. On defense, we started out on defense. we did very good. They didn't even get the first hold. It got to our turn on attack, and although they didn't even get the first checkpoint, we lost, sadly and unfortunately. And I was running hard the entire game, and yet I had gold eliminations, I had gold eliminations, I had gold objective kills, and I had gold damage done. And instantly, once I saw those gold medals after the game, I instantly started flaming my team for throwing and losing that game for me. Because how is a shield tank gonna have more damage done and eliminations than our DPS? And I think we had a Zarya, which does very high amounts of damage if she can get her energy high and stuff like that. So I was blaming my entire team for that loss, because I definitely shouldn't have had gold elims and gold objective kills. And about 20 seconds left in the game, we had one last team fight. I didn't have my mic, well, I could hear them, but I wasn't talking because it was my first match of the day. I don't talk on my first match of the day, just because I just don't want to sound off. Like, I do give call outs, but I just don't like talk. I just give like important call outs. And two people overextended. It was a Zarya and then another DPS. Those two people overextended, and I remember I chose to stay on the payload. I was moving it by myself with, I think, 1 or 2 support. So I chose to stay on the payload myself instead of going out of my way to shield those two understanding people. And with 20 seconds left, they both die. Now it's going on to 15 seconds, and we're going into the final match of the entire game as a 4v6 in the opponent's favor. Obviously we lost because we're down a very important tank, and we're also down a DPS who really wasn't doing much anyways because I had gold elims. But it's nice to have, you know, good in numbers. And so, although I did blame my teammates, I'm also to blame, although I had gold elims and gold objective kills and all that stuff. Because, I chose to stay on the objective, which was a good thing because I'm Reinhardt, and I saw two of my teammates overextending. I didn't want to overextend with them and die, you know, so I chose to stay on the payload. But Zarya made up a good point. It's like, wow, I can't believe we have a Reinhardt and he didn't shield us the whole way. And it's like, well, it's your fault for overextending, but it's also my fault for not shielding you. I should have gone out of my way and overextended to try to save them, because I'm pretty sure we had a pick, but since, you know, they got 2 picks on us, you know, it kind of got led into their favor, so we lost that team fight. And so yes, although I did get gold, everything except for healing, I blamed myself at the end of the day. I blamed myself for that loss because I didn't go out of my way overextend and shielded those 2 people who also overextended. And so that's just one thing I would just like to say, to blame yourself before you blame others. One thing I'd like to add to that is try to record your own gameplay. I would definitely like to say, try to record your own gameplay. I know if you can't buy, like, you know, Elgato or whatever, like if you can't buy like a whole recording system, like I think there's a few like ways you record on the system itself, but definitely watch over film. And I mean, every sport does this, especially, you know, football, basketball. Every sport watches over their previous gameplay to catch up on their mistakes and to catch up on things they can improve on, whether it be, and like, if I'm bringing it to Overwatch standard, whether it be, oh well, I was definitely out of position there, so it was my fault that we lost the team fight, although I got 3 picks, you know. If I was in a better position, I could have got 3 picks and done a bit more damage, but because I was out of position, although I got 3 picks, I died, costing us the, you know, the team fight. So it may be little things like that, by just like improving your positioning, like, and improving your accuracy by watching over film, or watching over your recording. Like, it can definitely improve a lot, and I mean a lot. And I definitely heard a few like very high ranked people say this before. It's like, just record yourself and watch your own gameplay, and guaranteed every single game you'll pop out at least probably like 5 mistakes that you have done, like just very right off the back and easy, that you think you should improve on. And that's really all I gotta say before I end off this video. I guess I'll just do a quick recap of what I said. First thing I said is to know your limit. I played 2 games maximum. If I lose both of them, I was just gonna get off. If I win one and lose one, depending on how I do, I will continue playing. If I did bad, I won't continue. If I did good, I'll continue one more. If you win both of them, keep on playing until you lose. Like, that momentum would carry you a long way, I'm not gonna lie. My second point was to play in a good attitude, and one thing I do want to add on that is, if people in your game, yeah, I did say this before, but if people in your game are very toxic or in a bad attitude, try to try to get them into a good attitude by congratulating them on very simple tasks, mainly just kind of babysitting them. Like, let's just say they get a quick pick right off the bat, just call them, it's like, oh yeah, good job dude, like you're the man of doing that, you know, you just gave us the free win, you know, just something very just simple and easy, you know. It's really not that hard to do. Like, sometimes toxic people really are not really thinking to their very highest standard, and they might just do stuff that they will regret in the future, but they don't really know that they're doing. So if you just give them like a few compliments every now and then, it can definitely like change your whole mindset and hopefully turn him into you know, it just turned his whole like gameplay around. And final, blame yourself before you blame others. Like, definitely your teammates in the game itself should be the very last thing to blame. You yourself should be the first thing you should blame. If you know your support isn't all too good, try to play support yourself. Don't blame them for playing bad, because that's just going to make them play even worse if they actually do hear you, because then they're just going to get mad at you, and that can potentially lead into a throw. One thing I would like to add is that, let's just say someone is playing a Torbjorn or Symmetra, like you think they're throwing, try to play around them. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if someone chooses Torbjorn, don't flam on them, don't like diss them and stuff like that. Try to play around them. Try to get like a Reinhardt or just some type of shield to help him get up his turret. You know, if you have a Symmetra, don't flam her. Just try to make sure you keep her alive to try to get a clutch teleporter or shield generator in. That's just one little tip I would just like to add, is that if you think someone is throwing by choosing a very weird and off character, just try to keep them alive and play around them. And also, for the very little things that they do, compliment on it, and it will just it bring you far. Like, you trust me, like when I didn't do all these tips, I wasn't really doing too good. But once I started doing these, I started winning a lot more games, and especially just losing a lot less games. And I think that's about all I have. Again, I would just like to say, if you do all these and you're still not really winning too many games, I recommend watching YouTubers who do Overwatch coaching, where they again, I'll say it again, where they'll get viewers recordings, and they'll watch over them, and they will point out all the good and bad things that they are doing, and that can also help you. And also, one thing that I don't think said is that there's one channel, I can't remember the channel name, I'll probably find it and put it in this video, but what they do is they get like very pro players and players who are very good at a specific hero, and they'll give one good tip to against every hero, which is very helpful if you do main one of those heroes. And I think that's about all I gotta say, and thank you guys for watching. Please share this video so a lot more people can see it, and a lot more people can hopefully increase their win rate in Overwatch, or at least in any other competitive rank, or like competitive or ranked game they play. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, and peace.